Do they have cute stuff? I mean, like, that was the first place I got a thong in, so right? It was
Well,
Aeropostale. That was my first.
The first thing I pull up is sweatpants and say something on the leg.
Right? Welcome back to your Millennial Group Therapy Session, Baby One More podcast with your host, Steph and
Morgs.
Yay!
I always do a jingle.
Womp, womp. I know, and I love your little dance moves at the beginning.
I gotta.
Hey,
gotta.
hi.
And if you're watching one day, get excited because this wall will have neon stars. Stars would have been good. Flowers. But they're so fucking bright. So if anyone has any
information,
experience,
yeah,
I don't get it.
Knowledge about how to do these neon lights because they're too bright for their own good.
I was like, yay, they're bright, but like, what the fuck do we do now? I had all three on, and it literally lit up the whole room, and I was like,
really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like,
see, that's what I worry about doing the other one that you sent me, because I love that one, the like Hello Gorgeous or whatever it says.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I put it in my corner, I'm like looking over there because that's where I have like my clothes area. I'm like, if I put it in the corner on the wall and then like it's too bright, it's just gonna look like blub.
See,
I don't know.
Are these just like XL level brightness? Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I might get it because I kind of want something for the wall. I also just want something that says like Kaylin Cardigan's Boutique or Kaylin Cardigan's anything.
Right.
Also, the amount of people that asked me where my name came from or how I came up with my name. And I was like, well, there's a whole backstory. But yeah, some girl asked me today while I was on live. And she was like, how did you come up with your name?
The girl who unboxed your stuff.
Oh, yes. So sweet.
I was like, what a full circle moment.
I know.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's what I used to do.
I know.
That's what I was telling the one girl today who asked me, and I was like, well, actually, I used to do this. Like as my
for other
pastime.
people, yeah.
I was the person buying clothes or getting them sent to me and trying them on for other boutiques and businesses. And now here I am doing it for myself. So
exciting.
Yeah. It's been good. We are at 84. No.
Yes.
82, 84. I don't know. We're very close
to
like 85 orders, and we're very close to 100. So we'll see.
Yay.
Maybe we'll hit it by the end of the month. Wouldn't that be wild? That'd be so crazy. Yes. So
and you got to get in your map to see where all the people are.
I have 26 states. Now I'm at like 30 because 3 new states ordered from me the other day, and I had one like today or something. I was like, oh, this is so exciting.
The people.
And a couple people from Florida. There was somebody who ordered that lives like in Sunrise, which is where my dad works.
That's perfect.
Like, that's cool. So,
dude,
love that.
Your dad, he's passing out business cards at the bar.
I know. I'm like, do you go to this bar? Perhaps.
You just make one business card for him.
I know.
You laminate it and you put a QR code.
That's all. And then he can just be like, scan it.
Bitches love QR codes. Everyone loves QR codes except for Morgan. I get it, but like, I'm not a fan. But
I know.
It
was so cool though. So yeah. Sorry, that was my little random. But I guess we should do our rate of the week and then a little check-in for reality time. And then we have quite the topic today, but we'll get into that as we get through the fun stuff. But anyways, Morgs, why don't you rate your week and then I'll rate my week.
I am just like hyper focused on the weekend. Well, I guess really it started. Corey's birthday was Saturday, but I think it was Thursday night. What did we do? Thursday night, or maybe it was Friday. I don't know. One of the let me preface. We have not bought groceries.
Oh yes, you did say this.
So,
well, you weren't even home, so
yeah.
I mean,
oh my God, I know. So it was Thursday, and I was like, "It's almost your birthday. Like, we have to get sushi." And then it was like, we knew we had dinner plans for sure Saturday. I don't remember what we did Friday. Now that I'm thinking about it, we clearly ordered something. Maybe that was the sushi day. Probably.
Sushi sounds so good.
Oh, so the best. And then, yeah, went down to Dunedin, so like 20 minutes south. So cute. Went to dinner Saturday. And then met up with his parents for brunch on Sunday. We were just
fun.
busy little bees, just having a whole food tour. It was
Love
great.
that.
So yeah, it was a good week, chill week. I don't know. I don't
We
remember
love
the week
that.
part, but the weekend
The weekend was
was
good.
solid. It was
That's
solid.
good. Well, we love that.
8.5, 9. I feel like it was
Nice.
great. Yeah.
I mean, especially considering the beginning of the month. We didn't even
Totally,
want to rate.
totally.
So
Yes,
we're
yes, yes,
coming
yes.
back strong.
Getting there.
I know I'm
That
trying
was
to think
good.
like what my week entailed because I only really remember the weekend. I mean, we had a lot of boutique things that I had to do, which was
Pictures.
fine. We had 2 drops last week, so we had one on Sunday and one on Thursday, which was a lot, but a lot of content creation, which is fine. I'm used to it. This is like literally what I was saying. I've done this forever, so it doesn't really faze me.
Yeah.
It's just harder with 2 children now and a working like double job husband. So
Literally, yeah.
trying to fit
Insane.
it in. But no, I mean the week was good. Don't really remember much though. Joey's been teething, but he's been sleeping through the night. But
Okay.
he's actually very upset right now. But I think Joe's gonna tend to him, so it's okay. But I can see him on the monitor kind of like tossing around. He's just the poor teethies are coming in. We do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'm gonna see if that might give me some insight as to like his gums are
Yeah.
very swollen, but like nothing's been happening. And I'm like, I feel like we've been teething for weeks and I
Right.
haven't seen like any
Like a
eruption.
little.
Yeah, like what is going on? So hopefully they'll have
Aw.
like an answer for that, but I don't know. He's gotta get through it.
Oh
But
boy.
again, he has been sleeping through the night, so I can't complain. He's also still been trying to eat his crib, and I finally got the things in from Amazon. It took like
good.
forever and a day because they came from like a specific company and they weren't on Prime. So it took like 2 weeks to get here. But I'm gonna wash them actually tonight so that they're like ready to go tomorrow.
Oh, thank God.
If this kid keeps trying to eat his crib, I will go insane. I walked in there this morning. I have to like keep an eye on him on the monitor just to make sure.
Scary. Yeah.
But yeah, I like walked in there earlier and he's just like up on it like a freaking corn on a cob, just going back and forth. I'm like, Joey, you can't. And then he's got like the white paint all over him and like you can see the wood underneath. I'm like, you're gonna give yourself freaking splinters in your lips.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh. So anyways.
Oh my God.
Hopefully we get through the teething because Brie did not teeth like this. I mean, she teethed, but she wasn't trying to actively eat her crib. So I like scream on the monitor and I'm like, Joey, stop eating your crib.
Like, sir, go to bed.
I know. I just feel so bad. So hopefully that will get better. But that really, like I said, he's still sleeping through the night, so it's okay. I just feel for him because I know that tooth pain is never fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the weekend, we did go to the fall festival on Saturday. I couldn't think for a minute. And it was a good time. It was just very, very crowded. When we got there, it was not hot. It was beautiful this weekend. So like perfect weekend to go to a fall festival because the outside was gorgeous. It didn't rain. It was like kind of overcasty with a breeze. There was no humidity. It was literally like chef's kiss perfection for weather. But I think that's also why everyone and their mother went out.
Right. One sign of nice day. Yeah. Everyone's like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, you know how like Pearson is, like the road that we used to like walk on to get to Pearson. There were cars like parked all the way down that. So that's where we had to park. And then we had to get out of the car and walk with thy children, which of course my
like
ding dong.
Yeah.
It was a 20-minute walk, like a good 20-minute walk. So because like the actual like festival was like more towards the front and we were towards the back of Pearson, so we got in from back but we couldn't, so it was quite the walk. And then my ding dong butt forgot to bring the double stroller because I was like, Brie will be fine, she'll walk, thinking like we're not going to have to walk a million miles. And then of course we get there and I'm like, gosh darn it, I only have the one. But it was fine, she made it. I mean, she had fun. She wanted to paint her face like a witch, so we got the face, which was also a line. It was like freaking Disney
Oh my
World.
God.
I'm like, we're getting our face painted and we're standing in a freaking line. But I will
Aw.
say it was great because it was free since both
Oh,
of the
love
kids
that.
are
Yeah,
2
yeah,
and
yeah.
under. It was free for them. And then we didn't do anything where we needed like a ticket or any such stuff.
Like to
So
pay for
yeah,
stuff.
because it was like $5 an adult, but it was only if you were gonna do like laser tag
A
or the
game.
haunted
Yeah.
hallways, and like we're not doing that with
We're good.
2-year-olds or
Yeah.
2-year-old and a 1-year-old. Like we can't play those games.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. We had a lot
It
of
was
fun.
practice. The walking was practice for Halloween. That's
Yes,
perfect.
true. Very true.
She's
So
got this.
she very much has
like
it.
the carrier of her last year.
Yeah. And she was like all for trying to walk last year too. But
Yeah.
yep.
Oh
So
my God.
it was good though. We had a fun time, and then Sunday we kind of just chilled, laid low, nothing crazy. So yeah, I'd give myself like an 8.5 also, just because
Right.
it was a good week and
No
nothing,
drama.
no drama, nothing crazy happened. I slept. I had, I guess successful. Well, our launch on Sunday was very successful.
Yeah.
Thursday was a little bit slower, but Sunday was good because we sold out of that piece and then we almost sold out of another piece.
So good.
Successful wins for the week. So
yeah,
anyways,
what a win.
I know. So fun. So there's that. Sorry, I was looking at the monitor because Joe went in there to like try to like give him anything to calm him down, and he was like, I want nothing. I just want to try and fall asleep. So now he's just doing his like toss his head back and forth. That's like his soothing mechanism. Where Bree sucks her thumb, Joey just like gives himself whiplash. I'm like, whatever works.
Sweet boy.
I will say, I give the kid credit because he eats everything I give to him. So
good.
He literally has not met a food he doesn't like.
Oh my God, thank God, because in the beginning he was not having it.
I was like really concerned. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's not going to eat anything. And if anything, he eats better than Bree did at his age. When Bree was his age, Bree would not eat half the things that I put near her, and she still doesn't. But Joey,
oh my God.
So again, successful win.
Good. I know.
And yeah. And that's
reality.
That's that. Reality. Yes, let's jump into the reality check-in. I know you caught up on Love is Blind.
I did.
So you can talk about that because
I loved like it picked up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I told you it
wasn't
would.
like fully in it because like meh.
Yeah, it's still kind of like a meh season in my opinion.
Well, and then
I feel like they're dropping like flies.
You get to the part about the wedding dresses, and you're like, "Oh, it's gonna be so cute." And then I'm like, "Oh, there's literally how many of them? 3, 4?
Yeah, there's 3.
They're gone. They're all gone.
As I said, they're dropping like flies this season.
Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to the Out of the Pods girls.
Oh yeah, I forget all about them. Mm-hmm.
I know. Well, I went on a hiatus from listening, and then now that like I watched the episodes, I like to see it because they were in it,
Yes.
And I can't remember which one of them were talking, which I fully agreed about this, but I feel like it was an unpopular opinion. It was Tim and Alex's breakup.
Oh yeah, I forgot they broke up too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, I know. Because I re-listened to our episode. I know. So yeah, so much happened literally because you gave me the spoilers, but like so much happened in the next 2 episodes.
I know.
Like,
it was wild. Yeah.
But I was saying to Corey, because he was watching, I think, part of it with me or whatever it was, and I was like, I feel like we didn't get the whole story at all.
Oh yeah, I hope they address it at the reunion because they definitely missed some shit. Like we did not. Yeah, there's no way that it went from like where it was to that. I was like,
no way.
And like you're breaking up with her just because I mean, granted, yes. Is that a little disrespectful?
The bitch took a nap? Like,
but like at the same time, is that like means for like, I want to be done with you? There had to be other things leading up to this situation. Because like they didn't even give us information about why they fought in freaking Mexico.
Okay.
Do you have information?
Well, no, but I'm really like, I remembered that she said when they were fighting in Mexico, she's like, when I put my hand over your mouth, I took it too far. Do you remember her saying that? And I was like,
yes.
what
But
the
like
fuck
he never
happened?
saw that. Yeah.
And also you got physically aggressive.
Listen, the girls on this season, aside from Monica, are something else. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel like
No, my
Monica has a
God.
lot, like she definitely stands up for herself, but she does it in like more of a respectful manner. And like Steven was a freaking dick. So
Yeah.
but like the other ones, like
I know
they
the situations are,
yeah.
which they Taylor and whatever his
Yeah.
name is,
Garrett. Is that
like,
his name?
yeah. Like, she had said she had been cheated on before, and
Right.
it's like,
So
really, they
understandable.
only they
Yeah.
they've known each other for like 3 days. Like,
Right.
okay, fair. Like, we get you, girl.
Yeah.
But
And I like them. They're still my like front
yeah,
runners for the season.
same.
But I just feel like Hannah. So I was listening to
Oh.
somebody I follow on, and she does like reality TV stuff on TikTok. She was talking a lot about like tell me lies theories, and I might have sent you her. She was like the blonde haired chick. Anyway, she was talking about Hannah and Nick because people were trying to say that like give Hannah, she was talking basically shit about Hannah, but for good reason. And people were like, well, give her time. She might be like a Micah situation where like she turns it around for the better. And she's like, no. See, the difference between Hannah and Micah is this, that, and the other. And she's basically saying like, Hannah's just a mean person. Like Micah was mean because of who she associated herself with. So she kind of like got drawn into that. Where like Hannah came out and she was just like, rude and mean and like demoralizing towards her significant other, where Micah didn't do that towards the person that she was with. Like, Hannah's a bee.
Hannah wanted somebody to be mean back, I think. Like, sometimes there's some of that going on. Like, I'm gonna poke the bear until it pokes back. And
I
like,
feel bad for the Nick guy because like at the
me
same
too.
time, like he kind of honestly, like the first couple episodes when him and the pods, I looked at Joe and I was like, this guy fucking annoys me.
Fucking annoying. Yeah.
But then like after he came out, I was like, oh, I think he was just trying to put on like a show and make himself cooler than he actually is behind closed doors. But I was like, he's really
young.
Yeah,
like,
he's a young kid. He clearly got taken care of by his parents. Like, I can understand that. But like, give the kid a break. Like she was saying, basically, people are like, well, he can't even boil water. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you need to like literally belittle the guy on national television.
It was funny though. I get why people hyper analyze that situation because like an episode before he's like, oh yeah, I can cook.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like
and then it's
2
like,
episodes he's like, what do you want me to do? Because mom cooks for him.
100%.
Like, it's
he is
fine.
taken care of by mommy.
Like, that's okay.
Yeah. Like he doesn't know any better. So
But is it? Yeah.
But it's like you have to learn, and instead of being belittled by the person that you're engaged to, maybe like, I don't know, be a little bit kind of like, honey, it's not in the fridge, and this is how long you boil water for, or this is how much water you need. Like, listen, I remember my brother calling me asking me those questions when we were in college because like he didn't know.
Exactly.
You got to learn at some point. Nobody just like knows this shit. I mean, also there's Google, so you could just Google it.
It's true.
But
I feel bad he got shat on because
I know.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what
the
happens.
The reunion will be very interesting.
I am very interested. The receipts are going to come out because they were not fucking around last time. Remember that?
100%. But I'm also like interested to see who actually says yes at the altar. Because right now, all 3 of them are like up in the air wild cards for me. I feel like they all have issues that could cause them to be like, yeah, no, this isn't going to work.
Yeah. So Ramses, he's going to say no. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he will.
He's going to say no, and it's going to be sad for her. I feel really bad. Unless like she has like a come to Jesus with herself the next episode, which is possible. But again, I don't think we're getting the full story.
I know. I feel like they're leaving out a lot of like things that are making each couple seem like they're even like, what's his face? Tyler? Is that his name? Tyler and Ashley? No.
Yeah.
Ashley and Tyler? Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember because I get them confused with the other ones, but they're not in it. Tim and Alex, right? Is
Yeah.
that Tim? Okay. So it's A's and T's.
I know, right?
And it's the girls are A's and the T's are boys. But Ashley and Tyler, like even the whole thing with him not saying that he was like a sperm donor, I feel as though, okay, and maybe it's just
Wait,
me. What?
have you seen more about it though?
No. Did I miss something in
I
these
don't know. I've
episodes?
seen some TikToks that
Okay,
was
well, you're
like,
going to have to touch on
yeah,
that because I feel like, I guess this is just my personal opinion, probably an unpopular one, that I feel like she kind of overreacted, but maybe there's more to the story. The way that it came out when it first aired on
yeah,
there, though, made it sound like he had kids like from a previous fucking
totally.
relationship. So I was like, that's bizarre. But then,
Wow, that's what it does sound like.
oh, really?
Yeah, like
So see,
it's
that would make sense for it to be a big red flag.
kind of. So it was like, I guess he did like sperm donor
Mm-hmm.
for his friend and her wife, gay
Okay.
couple, for their child, but the two girls broke up
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to like step in
Oh,
to be
like the
like, so
father
she wasn't
figure.
a single mom,
Mm-hmm.
which then I guess she got pregnant with twins when they
From
were
him.
together. Yeah.
Oh.
So like again, is that true? I don't know.
I know. I'm
Fact check
interested
me
to
from
know.
TikTok. But it
See, I
what I
haven't fell
saw,
down the rabbit hole of
yeah.
Love is Blind on any social
Yeah.
media yet, so I haven't heard any of the
Regardless,
stuff.
I feel like Ashley and Tim say yes. Even if they're not together now, I think they say yes to altar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think
Garrett
Garrett
and
and Taylor are good. They say yes, I think.
I feel like
Do you
Garrett
think,
would
huh?
say yes. Okay, this is my thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Garrett would 100% say yes, but I feel like Taylor might sway no. I don't know why. I just get this like weird feeling, but like I hope not because I really like both of them. I feel like Ashley and Tyler do seem like the only ones to like both say yes,
Yeah.
even after all of the drama and shiz that's happened. And then I feel like what is the other one's name? What is her name? I never remember what her name is.
Oh,
The girl in Ray
Marissa.
Marissa. Okay. I don't know why I can never remember her name,
They're
but
all the
her
same. Monica,
I know
Marissa. It's
there's
like
too many
the
M's and
M's and
A's and
the A's
T's.
and the T's.
ATMs, but freaking Marissa and Ramses, that's his
Mhm.
name, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel so like I feel like either one of them could say no.
Yeah, I could see him saying no since it's his second marriage.
Yeah. And I feel like just
But
with the last I feel like they were so like solid during the like Mexico trip. And then
mhm.
as soon as they got back to reality, their shit just like fucking hit the
Yeah,
fan.
I know.
That's where I feel like it was like, oh, we're great when we're like not thinking about the actual normal life that we have to go back and
Yeah,
live when we're just in La La Land having fun, like
I
fantasy land. But then the
know.
minute we have to step back into real life and like our morals and stuff come into
Yeah, they
play,
were probably fucking like
that's a big
rabbits at the
thing.
fucking Mexico and then
Yeah.
came back to the real world because they
Mm-hmm.
kept like harping on that with her, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I just,
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens with them.
you know,
It's
I think
definitely a
the
wild
show
card.
could be like fucking legit
Mm-hmm.
if they didn't do the wedding part. Like, let the people date a little bit
Exactly.
longer,
Yes, I agree.
you
I
know?
really think it could be successful if they just let them get
Yeah.
engaged. Like, honestly, what would
Yes.
be very successful and like Netflix, if you're listening, just a little
Nickel
advice.
shot.
Yeah. What could be a smart idea is almost like make it like the Bachelor or Bachelorette type of situation where you get, so you're in the pods and you pick who you want to be with,
Uh-huh,
but
uh-huh.
then at the end of the season, you get engaged instead of a
Okay.
marriage. So then
Yes.
we kind of like,
I like that.
see if they're like yes or no. And then that way, like they either walk away or they stay together. And if
I'm
they do stay together, like
trying.
an additional year or whatever they want to like be
Yeah.
engaged and work on themselves and
See,
their relationship, that could work.
I
But they probably
agree.
didn't want it to. Honestly, that was probably an idea thrown out there. And they were probably like,
I'm
no, it's too close
sure.
to The Bachelor and Bachelorette. We're going to get shit for like copying them.
Well, I'm trying
So,
to look up because is it 6 weeks? Is the
yeah, I think so.
full experiment total?
Which is like
So
I don't even know.
Have you watched Married at First Sight?
If I
really?
like an outfit after 6 weeks.
I know, right?
No, I haven't watched Married at First Sight ever.
So Married at First Sight, I mean, give it a watch. Let me tell you which season. I feel like, because Corey and I like went on a bender watching all of them. And it's good because they actually have like the matchmaker people, like huge matchmaking whatever survey to fill out.
Yeah.
And then they have like the relationship experts. They have like the pastor. They have like people throughout, counselors, if you will. So they get matched. They do get married in the first episode. But then it's 8 weeks of like seeing if you want to stay married.
Okay.
Which
interesting.
Crazy in its own, but I also feel like I don't have to look up which one has the better like
I mean, listen, some things happen. Crazy. Maria's parents got married after like 3 days of knowing each other.
I mean,
it was love at first sight for them.
Yeah.
And they're still together to this day.
Yeah.
So it works for some people. I just feel like I don't know. I know. I feel like I don't know what I like after 6 weeks. I don't know what I like after 2.5 years because that's my cutoff. If you make it past the 2.5 year mark, you are solid. That's what I told Joe the minute we made. I was like, it's been 2.5 years and I haven't gotten sick of you yet. We're meant to be. Going on 9 years, and is it 9 or 10? How many years have we been together?
We're 11.
How many? So. Okay, so it's probably 9 for us. Because I want to say it was towards the end. Well, it was towards the end of my college.
When is your what's your anniversary?
May.
Or you just pick,
we just picked a time in May because it was like May when we met up.
Yeah.
And you know, since we're still not technically married, so whenever that day comes, but whatever. I always go from like when we dated. So we started dating like right around May of 2016.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we're going on 9
on the
years.
Cruise later, right? Yeah.
It was the first week of May that I graduated because I graduated on.
That's right.
Or the day after Cinco de Mayo, because I partied it up the day before for Cinco de Mayo to be hungover for my graduation. And then
I mean, I walked across with a flask, so I get it.
It works. And then the weekend, like that following weekend, we went on the cruise, and then that was kind of like when the relationship flourished. So I always say like May is just our like mark, May of 2016. That's it. There was so much stuff that happened.
I love it.
So
I couldn't remember. I know it was like around like the summer.
Yes.
For the summer.
Yes. But anyways, I know you found something very interesting.
So, side note, Hood Ratchet TV is the source that I sent you from.
That that's who
that's
I follow.
My fucking news source.
They really are, though. They really are. Like,
one of my
thank you, Hood Ratchet TV.
Literally. One of my friends from work. Well, she doesn't work there anymore, but she told me, she's like, "Oh, do you follow Hood Ratchet TV?" And I was like, "Wait, what? No," because we were talking about news or something, and I was like, "Fucking gold! This is what I've needed my whole life." Anyways, this just posted, which I almost sent it to you when I was at the pool earlier because I saw it, but I did not confirm. And now, because it's here, I confirm. But former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO arrested in sex trafficking investigation. But did you read that it's the CEO, his partner, and a third man were arrested Tuesday?
Freaking gosh. That is insane. Dude.
Wait, let me pull up the full article, but
I was just telling Morgan before we got on the pod that like just Abercrombie in itself has been such a crazy situation.
Yeah.
Like
I like
this dude, because he's the former CEO. Yes. Former in big bold letters, because that man that ran that company, I mean, if you guys haven't watched the documentary about it, definitely give it a watch. It is a great watch. But I worked there during the time of like, the freaking hellishness that went on at Abercrombie and Fitch. And listen, I love Abercrombie. I still wear Abercrombie clothes to this day.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 gift cards that I need to use because I have like a 20% off right now because of my birthday month. I need to do that before the end of the month.
Didn't Abercrombie also like come out with the first like athleisure dress with the
I think
shorts?
so. I think
One
they
of
were
them,
like,
right?
yeah, which I actually was wearing today.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
mind you.
The
But no,
go-to.
listen, I
Yeah,
love Abercrombie and it does hold a special place in my heart
yeah.
from being my first job. But I also, like I said, worked there when it was just like not the kind of
Culty
job
vibe.
that you want. Yes, very much cultish, very much you have to look a certain way, you have to dress a certain way, you have to act a certain way. And if you don't look like that or you don't act like that, like you're not gonna fit the part and they're just gonna freaking kick you to the curb.
Yeah,
But
did you get less hours or did you just get fired? You know, like, or I guess you weren't even
so
hired.
basically,
Like,
this is what let me give you a little lowdown about what the hell happened. So I got my interview, which was a group interview. I think I might have
mm-hmm.
mentioned this on a previous pod, but it was a group interview. We
Yeah,
all sat in a circle in the middle of the freaking mall and they asked us the
so
same
weird.
fucking question and we had to answer it. And I don't remember any questions they asked except for what does diversity mean to you? Which I thought was a very
Mm.
interesting question coming out of their
Mm-hmm.
mouths when you think about
Mm-hmm.
what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know what the fuck I said, to be honest. I think
Right.
I like had rehearsed something because I
16-year-old
knew
kid.
people
Yeah.
said like they're going to ask you what diversity means to you. It's like their token question. And I was
Huh.
like, okay. So I answered it, whatever. Like a week later, got the call that I got the job. Now, here was the thing with Abercrombie. They hired like hundreds of people at a time. There were literally so many fucking
Oh,
people working at
shit.
Abercrombie and Hollister. But the thing was, they only gave like a day a week to most employees, like a solid, like, here's your
Yeah.
4.5 hour shift because if you were under 18, you could only work a certain amount of hours.
The shorter ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they would give you like a 4.5 hour shift. That was it, once a week. And then you would have these things called call ins or something like that. Or it was
Yeah,
something
yeah,
where
yeah.
you had to
You're on
basically,
call.
but you weren't technically on call. You had to call them and ask them if you were going to work. So at 3 o'clock,
Oh.
if I had to work at 4 p.m. that day, at
Huh.
3 o'clock, an hour before, I was
Oh.
calling Abercrombie like, hey, am I going to have to
Need
come
me?
in
Yeah,
today?
like,
And they'd say yes or no, which is
oh
so
my
stupid
God.
because you're literally wasting your entire day wondering like, can I do this or am I going to have to work? Like it's so stupid,
How to spark anxiety for a whole generation.
which is probably why I have anxiety problems.
Literally,
So
though. Yeah.
luckily though,
Jesus.
Abercrombie or the like managers there really liked me because I was really good at what they called the standard fold. So they used to put me at the night shifts and I literally worked like every closing shift Monday through frickin' or Sunday through Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sunday through Thursday, and then I had off Fridays and Saturdays because I lied and said that I had dance when I didn't. Although one year I did have
You
dance
know.
on Fridays with you, but
Yeah.
the other year I didn't. So it was fine. But yeah, so I always worked those, but basically the people that did only have those like one stupid little shift a week, either they would end up quitting because it was like stupid. What are you
Yeah.
working 4.5 hours to make nothing? And then your paycheck's going to what you're wearing because you have to wear
Right.
Abercrombie and Fitch clothes, which costs a fucking arm and a leg back then. And you only got like a 30% off discount if you worked there, which was nothing. So you're still spending like $50 on a pair of jeans and like $40 on a shirt. Stupid, but whatever.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so those people either like just said, fuck this, I'm leaving. Or what would happen is if they didn't like you, instead of firing you, they would just give you less and less hours
Oh,
until you
yeah. I
didn't have
mean,
a shift. So
fine.
it was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was really crazy. But you knew the people that were good. You knew the people that worked a lot because they worked a lot.
They were
Like they
always
were
on.
there
Yeah.
all the time.
And
So
you never did any, like, you couldn't just go work at Hollister, right? Like, they couldn't call you up there, right?
no, no. You
Okay.
have to like actually switch to that store. Like I
Oh,
would
okay.
have to like be like, okay, I don't want to work at Abercrombie anymore. I want to go to Hollister. There were like instances where they could do that if they really wanted to, like if it was an
For whatever.
emergency
Yeah. Black Friday
situation.
or what. Yeah.
Right. But most of the time, no, you couldn't. But like, Juan worked at
Interesting.
Hollister and the
Yeah.
manager up there would always be like, we're going to steal you, Steph. You're going to come up here. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
stuck at
right.
Abercrombie
Oh my
with my little
God.
posse down there.
Oh my
But
God. I
guys, like
forgot.
when I first got hired and they told me the things that like I could and could not do, it was wild to me. Like your hair color had to be one solid hair color. You could not have any crazy highlights in it. If you did have highlights, they had to either be natural or look like they were natural. You could not have your nails like this, what I have right now. absolutely not. They couldn't be this length. They couldn't be this color. They had to be like a
Nude
short
or
nail,
neutral.
and they
Yeah.
had to be nude or neutral. Like, I think I remember I got my nails done for prom, and I had to like ask them if I could do a certain design because I was worried it wasn't going to fit protocol. Yeah. And they didn't want fake nails either. They wanted it to be like your natural nail, like very prim and proper. You had to wear their clothes. The only thing you could get away with is you could wear jeans that had no logo on the pocket, but they couldn't be like the Chonga jeans that had no pockets.
No pockets.
So there was that.
Oh my God.
And you basically had to buy the whatever was like in season because we would have specific outfits
trendy,
we had to wear.
Obviously.
Yeah. So like during the holidays, they wanted you to buy their plaids, which I fucking always hated. So you had to buy a plaid shirt, you had to buy the pants to go with it, or in the summer they did like the denim skirt. They wanted us to wear denim skirts to work. They wanted you to wear the polo, the whole thing. And then you couldn't be too tan. We had a friend, not a friend anymore, but at one point a friend that tried to get a job there. I don't know if she even ended up working there, but she apparently got told that she was too tan and needed to tone it down with the tanning. And she didn't even fake tan. She just like tanned outside a lot. So yeah, you couldn't be tan. Dude, basically.
So fucked up.
Yeah. And like also they were like really particular about the way you looked. So if they didn't think you were a pretty person, and this sounds so shallow, but like they wouldn't hire you.
Yeah.
Like attractive people worked there, and that's awful because you'd walk in there and be like, everybody looks like a fucking Ken and Barbie doll in here.
Well, and like, I mean, I hope they don't do this anymore, but can you imagine the backlash they would get for at least Hollister with the men standing outside the store?
Oh,
like, that was a real
I forgot about that.
I know.
We would like freaking work or walk around on Black Friday, and I would like run into people that I knew because they were like outside shirtless, showing off their abs at freaking Hollister.
Well, like what movie was it's Neighbors when he's working at Hollister, but or a store. But like that shit was real. Like Gen Z would never.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, and I remember, so I hadn't shopped in an Abercrombie in probably like 6 years because I worked there from when I was like, I had just turned 16 or I was like gonna be 16. I don't remember. But I got a job as soon as I could because my parents said, as soon as you can work, you're gonna find a job. Okay, so I did that because it was like easy. And I worked there for like 2 solid years, 2.5, something along those lines. Then I left because I had to go to college. And I remember I'd stopped shopping in there because like I liked working at Abercrombie because I had friends there and it was like an easy job for me. But like I really, at that point, my senior year, I really didn't like wearing Abercrombie clothes. I was like kind of over that whole thing. So when I went to college, I stopped shopping there entirely. And then I guess in college is when the whole lawsuit happened with them.
Okay.
Everything went down with people trying to sue them for basically everything I just said. Not being diverse.
As they should.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that all went down. And I know that because my brother also worked at Hollister for like a week. And so he got something in the mail about like, because you worked here from this date to this date, you can basically sue them for this amount of money, whatever it was. Like one of those lawsuit things.
Yeah.
And so I don't remember like what year that was, but I remember my mom telling us about it. And then I want to say I didn't shop there my entire college experience, which was a whopping 6 years. And then when I came home and like the whole influencing thing started up and people were sharing Abercrombie, I was like, oh, Abercrombie's a thing again. Cause like I just, I was thinking like Abercrombie was just like very preppy for like the preppy people. And so I remember going into the store and this girl, no exaggeration, was wearing a tie-dye shirt that said like Fort Myers, let's just say Fort Myers Beach. And she had on like these little like shorts, and I'm pretty sure she might have been pregnant. Anyways, nothing like against that, but I didn't realize she worked there. She was a freaking employee. And because I was so like brainwashed to how like you were supposed to look in their certain, you know, you got to look like this. You can't have colored hair. You can't have nails. You can't do this. I was like shocked beyond belief. I was like, oh my God, what happened? Like we went from 0 to 100 back to 0. Like what the fuck happened? And I mean, granted, here's the thing. And this is where I think Abercrombie did fuck up a little bit. Like They did. They had like this cultish behavior and no diversity whatsoever and all this stuff. But then when they took it away, it kind of like made them be like, there's nothing. Like they don't even have
they didn't
any structure.
Brand themselves in any way. They were branded as like a preppy whatever.
Right. But it's like, I understand stores like wanting to have like a dress code and things like that, but it was like they went from having this strict cultish dress code to like, you can wear whatever you want, roll out of bed and come to work type of situation. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like this girl literally looked like she could have rolled out of bed. Yeah. And now I think it's a little bit better. Like I think they are starting to like kind of get their groove back and like wear things that they sell, but like they can also wear other stuff, but like at least look presentable. I mean, the fact of the matter is it looked like this girl was a customer, not an employee. So I was kind of
like you didn't know you could ask her a question.
I was taken aback. Yeah. I was like, oh, what the fuck happened to Abercrombie?
Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is, but I do find it interesting how where they were to where they are now and all the shit that just happened with this heel, which makes sense because he was clearly a fucked up man. Which like for whatever reason, I was telling Morgan, like both of my jobs pre-teaching were both very cultish. In a way, like so Abercrombie had its own thing, and then like I worked at a laser tag facility that no longer exists because the guy was not a good person that owned it.
Probably friends with the Abercrombie man.
We'll probably see him soon for sex trafficking at some point too. But he, like, again, very much when I got hired or when I was at my interview, they're asking me questions. You
worked at laser tag Hooters, like
exactly. It was,
you know what I mean,
laser tag, which is this is again so funny. So you sit there and look at Abercrombie, who's asking you like, explain to us what diversity means to you, but they're the least diverse fucking company on the planet. And then back then, at least, not now, not trashing Abercrombie now.
Right.
Like I love them. But then you look at Hard Knocks, who sat here and said, okay, well, you can't have tattoos that are visible and you can't have crazy colored hair. You can't have an ombre going. Like it has to be natural. You can't do this on the other. Like you can't be basically fat if you want to fucking wear the outfit that we're going to give you if you become a regulator, but then the outfit that they give you is fucking spandex and teeny tiny, and it's like, what? Oh, and then you can't use your name, you have to have a regulator name. So it's like, you're protecting me in what way, shape, or form? Like,
what was your name?
Intrigue. I will always be Intrigue.
Okay.
And I did not come up with that name.
Yeah.
I asked people to give me a name because here's some of the names of the people that I was friends with. We had Vertigo, we had Silhouette, we had oh my gosh, what was the other one's name? Amnesia.
Really?
I swear to God. Yes.
Oh my God.
And I was Intrigue. I wonder I can't remember what Natalie's was. Natalie had a name too. I don't remember what hers was.
Were there 30-year-old men coming to play laser tag? Or was it like more 15, 16-year-old kids?
Depending on the day of the week. So we had different things, like depending on what is it called? Deals. Different deals and stuff depending on the day of the week. So if it was a Monday, we did college night. So you would have like more my age group coming in to play, which, you know, they would be drunk and they would flirt. It is what it is. And then on like Wednesdays, I think it was ladies' night, so women would come play. Thursdays was its own thing. I don't remember what that was, but like we never really had like 30-year-old men. I'd say it was either we had like the older crowd of like people on double dates that are like, I guess our age or older, that are coming in and they're like, I want to play like a date night type thing. Or you had the college kids, or if it was the weekend, then you had the birthday parties, which were anywhere between like a 6-year-old's birthday party all the way up to like an 18-year-old's birthday party.
I was just like, did it get weird? You know, like was it?
To be honest,
it was probably okay.
The only time it would get weird is if there was like, you know, some college kids come in that try and flirt with you, but it was never like creepy old men.
Yeah.
And if it was, they were very good about like, you let us know on the walk-in, we'll kick their asses out type of thing.
Okay. Like, we're going to name you like your strippers. We're going to dress you like your stripper.
We
hope you don't get trafficked.
We had no men working there. I mean, literally, I remember the only man we had working there was the guy that would come in twice a week to fix any of our vest and like our guns that would break, but that was it. So like if men did come in, I mean, when I tell you the single women, and at one point I was single too, we would be like, are they attractive? We'd call them like we'd call them HK, whatever the number from like a 0 to 10.
Oh my God.
So it'd be like, we have an HK9 on our hands and they're a cop.
and they're
a firefighter. Sometimes the paramedics would have to come.
Repairman.
If the paramedics had to come, because we had a couple kids get like, messed up from
passed
like
out
guns.
or whatever. Yeah.
Well, like we had one little girl, poor thing, she got like
just hit
so hard in her chin with one of the rifles, and she got like a cut where she had to go get stitches. But the paramedics came, and I just remember one of the girls being like, let us know when they get here so we can come out and see what they look like. That's what happens when you work with no men. And I also realized that all of my occupations have basically been women, like women based.
Yeah.
It's weird. Abercrombie was women, aside from the couple of gay guys that would work there. I mean, my ex worked there, but like that was more, I forced him to work with me, not that Kevin probably wanted to. And then we had Hard Knocks, which was solely all women except for the owner and the repair dude. And then we had teaching, which is a primarily women based job. So I mean, there's guys, but they're usually nerdy or married. So.
Right. Interesting.
Yes. So there's my background on that. Also, Hard Knocks was like the hardest job to take a day off. You had to basically be dying on your deathbed.
That's what you had brought up, because it was like the Pride episode or whatever we were talking about.
Yeah. And I couldn't get off work. I had to be like, I'm in the hospital having my kidney taken out, to be like, are you sure you can't come in?
Yeah.
Though?
Like,
are you sure once they're all done, you can't just like come for a couple hours?
This is not that serious. Like,
it's a fucking laser tag job.
Just like, I get it. Like, ER doctors do not have the luxury, and maybe that is how it is. I get it.
There are jobs where it makes sense, where you can't do that. But the fact
shit's
that
not
Joe,
serious. Like,
no, and it's true. And what's crazy to me, and the same with teaching, I have never had a job. I've never had a job where like taking a day off was easy for me to do.
Yeah.
Which is why I love working for myself, because like if I'm having a shit day, I could be like, I'll just make up for it this week, but
later.
But like Abercrombie, I mean, it was stupid to try and take off a day there too. It was like, okay, well, we got to see if the 100 people that we have on the list could pick it up. But it's like, are any of them going to say yes? Probably not. Who the freaking knows?
You have to get it covered. I remember that when I was at Fossil.
So. I think you had to. I think they like had a list of numbers. That you could call. So like that was always a pain in the ass. And if you didn't, then you got written up if you couldn't come in and you couldn't get it covered. With Hard Knocks, again, like literally couldn't be dying, still would somehow need to come into work. And I remember the time I went in there. I
was just thinking, like, my retail experiences were like so the opposite of this experience.
And I have never had an easy time being able to just be like, I don't feel well today, can I be off? It's always an issue.
Yeah.
Like, even fucking teaching.
Yeah. Because like I did retail, but I never did clothing. But I guess Hard Knocks is like
Hard Knocks is just like, entertainment.
Retail, but like,
and so you would think that like that would be an easy job, like somebody's just got to step in, but no. And you couldn't even like get it covered. It was more like, well, we'll see if somebody can cover it for you, but you're still on. And I remember when I went in there to basically be like, I need to get my wisdom teeth taken out. I need 2 weeks off. And if you can't give me 2 weeks off, I'm going to leave. Like, this job is not that fucking important. And they basically were like, no, don't leave. We'll give you the 2 weeks off. You're very valuable here. We don't want to lose you.
Can I give you the full opposite experience of that? Which
please do.
I guess like, well, yeah, one, Corey always humbles me and is like, everyone's replaceable. Like, you're never going to talk to these people again, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Again, not necessarily my experience, because when I worked at Skechers way back when in the outlet mall, I was working when Anton got stabbed at the party.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was New Year's Eve day. So it was technically like, I think the 31st we got time and a half or something because it was a holiday. I don't know. Is it 30? I don't know if the 31st.
I think
Whatever.
it is considered a holiday.
Maybe I didn't work the 31st, but like I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And so I had to get the first covered.
Mm-hmm.
And I called my boss, who like, I think, yeah, she hired me, but this was the person who like did roller derby, like then worked at Fossil together, like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was like a friend, you
Yeah.
know? But it was still new, right? Because I had only been there. I think I literally started working like a couple months before that because it was like the season. And I was like, hey, this shit's going down. Like, I gotta go. And she's like, oh my God, yeah, no problem. Like, time and a half, sign me up. Like, hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Like, literally full opposite experience. Like, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that.
It's all good, you know. It really.
I work in a family environment, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I work in a cutthroat environment.
Crazy.
So, but it's wild to me that like I remember Joe, and even now Joe like can take off work easily if he needs to.
Yeah.
I mean, if he has the time saved up, he can. He doesn't got to plan anything.
Right,
Teaching,
right.
if I wanted to take off a day from teaching 24 hours in advance, I could never. I would have to have so much stuff prepared, worry about the kids in the class, make sure that the substitute knew what the fuck was going on. Like I was joking the other day because Joe was talking about like their whole department possibly going on like a vacation. I'm like, you guys can do that? Like, wouldn't you have a whole shift out? And he's like, well, yeah, everybody would get it covered by other people. Like people do it all the time. And I'm like, I was like, that would never work in teaching because one, you could never have an entire team out and expect substitutes to take over for the day. Like you would have to have somebody there that knows what the fuck they're doing. But at the end of the day, it's all people that work in the fire department, so they know what they're doing. They're not bringing in random Joe Schmoes off the side of the road like, okay, well, today
I know to substitute.
Yeah. So
oh my God.
The substitute, situation.
Wait, can we go back to the stores? The throwback of the stores.
Yes, because I know you said something about Limited Too today.
Yeah, they're like gonna.
I didn't know they were
like a revival.
I saw that, and I saw the one
like Kohl's or something.
Well, the one girl that like does a lot of the millennial like throwbacks, like you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes.
That she makes those videos on TikTok and Instagram. So she was the one they sent her like a PR box.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, which I guess should have in hindsight made me realize that they were coming out with an adult line, like duh. But I don't know why I just assumed it was still just going to be like preteen kiddish. But yeah, that's going to be so cool. I'm also like,
I can't.
Am I going to like dress like I did when I was 10 years old?
Did you have pants that zipped off to be capris, that zipped off to be shorts?
I did have
mine were
those
light
pants.
blue.
I think mine were also light blue, if
like,
I'm not mistaken.
What?
I had those pants. I remember those were like really big.
But how smart was that, honestly?
Very smart. Like, come on, you pay for one pair of pants and you get 3 things out of it. But I do remember those. And then I had the shorts that always had like, I always wanted things written on my ass.
The cursive,
which is hilarious because now being an adult, I want to cover my ass as much as possible. Like, get me the longest shirt possible to wear with leggings versus when I was a kid, I'm over here like, get me whatever you can to stick on my ass so that everybody looks at my stick figure ass, my non-existent nothing.
But we were at Limited Too. Like, how old were we? Like, fucking 12, 13?
Yeah, we had to be like preteen or teenagers.
Well, then we went to fucking Victoria's Secret to get sweatpants or like, had the same shit on the ass.
Yeah.
Why was that a big thing?
Who knows? But I always, and even Juicy always had it written on the freaking butt. Oh my gosh.
Why was that?
If I could find all my sweatpants, they probably all say something on the ass.
Yeah.
Except for my Sophies. My Sophies were just plain, unless I tried to iron something on the ass, which also like Sophies are making a comeback. I will not wear those. Sorry. Those were my lifeline and I will probably never wear them.
But we have crickets now.
Yeah.
We could put stuff
But
on
unless
them.
they make high-waisted Sophies, because you know I'm not rolling those things all the way up to my belly button, I'll look like fucking Steve Urkel. Hi, guys. How you doing? Yeah. I already had a camel toe, but it's because I rolled them 17 times and tried to get them as far up my coochie and my booty as I could.
I know, it's so bad.
What was I doing? Gosh.
Oh my God. Wow.
Funny times.
Also,
but I am
PacSun.
excited for that. Oh, PacSun. I shopped at PacSun for a hot minute, even after.
Yeah.
Was it after? Like, I think I moved back home and I was still shopping at PacSun, like after college. Because they had some cute things. For a minute, they had like the Brandy Melville line. I don't know if you know who that is. But
I saw there was a cultish documentary about it, but I didn't watch
really?
it. Yeah,
I should watch that too. Dude, there's so many, all these brands, honestly, a lot of them very cultist. Can I also say, like, what's funny
that like
is
a one size fits all, but not really? Was that
kinda
okay.
Yes. Or it was like two sizes, like one for the smaller individuals and one for the largest. Yeah, you'll get some stuff
My
now.
phone's listening. Yeah.
They still exist. I saw some girl talking about it the other day because she was saying like one of the shirts that she had reminded her of like Brandy Melville, and I was like, that's still a thing. I only had like 2 things from them. They did have very soft like sweaters. We'll give them that.
Okay.
But they sold them at PacSun.
Okay.
I was gonna try and think of other stores that still exist that were like popular back then, but like I'm curious how they still make it. Like Aeropostale.
Yeah, literally. Like,
so funny.
Let me look up their website real quick.
The slippers I have, the checkered ones that Enza gave me for my birthday, they're Aeropostale brand.
Really?
I don't know where the fuck she got them from.
Go? Yeah.
I don't think so. She probably got them in like some store, but they're so comfortable. I will say that much. But when I read them, I was like,
they're going strong.
It says Aeropostale. I I still to this day won't know how to pronounce it.
How the fuck do you say that? There's an accent on the E. I don't
Aeropostale? Is it
kind of is like the Old Navy website, honestly. Interesting.
Do they have cute stuff? I mean, like that was the first place I got a thong in, so right? It was Aeropostale. That was my first.
The first thing I pull up is sweatpants and say something on the leg.
Right? Oh my gosh! But yeah, that was
so interesting.
That was my first thong experience. Was from Aeropostale, pink frilly thong.
Why? Interesting. What other stores were there? Now the Wellington Mall doesn't have shit.
Well, there was Wet Seal. That was really popular for a hot minute. I don't know whatever happened to Wet Seal. There, what was the place downstairs? Oh my gosh.
H&M or
there was
Forever
H&M
21.
Still exists. Forever 21. No, I mean I think they still exist too. Why do I want to say Good Charlotte? Good Charlotte, that's a band.
The Charlotte Russe.
Thank you. I'm like, it has Charlotte in it, but it's not Good Charlotte.
With Charlotte Russe.
I know. That's why I couldn't like think of the name. I loved everything in there.
Wait,
from the shoes to the tops.
Shoes.
Yeah, the whole freaking thing. The accessories. I mean, I went in there and got a whole fucking outfit.
That was like we're going out tonight.
Yes.
Like, let's check Charlotte Russe.
Yes, Charlotte Russe.
And if there's nothing there,
Forever 21.
We go to Forever 21.
Those were like the 2 going out places. And then for the more like casual fits, you went to like H&M or Abercrombie or whatever. And I mean, I wouldn't even say that those were casual, but preppy, I guess.
Yeah. Interesting.
And it's funny because like now when I think of like stores that I shop at, I mean, I do shop at Abercrombie, but I feel like Abercrombie's a little bit more elevated now.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really getting my like essentials from there.
Yeah.
Aerie, however, that's with American Eagle. I love everything in there.
Yeah.
They are like
my essential transition for them.
Yes. Love everything. That is probably like my top store. Like if I'm going to buy outside of like a small business boutique or whatever, I will be shopping at Aerie. And they have stuff like what I'm wearing right now, which, little plug here for the boutique, but they have things like this. Yes, Morgan and I are both wearing our Kale and Cardigans pieces, but I love them. And they always have sales, which I also love me a sale.
See, I have been doing for random essentials like Old Navy.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about Old Navy. That was the other one.
And like Old Navy used to be like that though.
No, Old Navy used to be.
They stepped up their shit.
Old Navy was like the place that my mom would drag us to because she wanted to be cheap and get us something
matching out.
Yeah, something like You want jeans? Okay, you're getting Old Navy jeans that are $10. Or you want a t-shirt? Okay, you're getting the Old Navy t-shirt that has the freaking American flag on it and says
Yeah.
established in
Yeah.
yada yada.
Yeah.
And I was like,
1998 or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever, whenever Old Navy came about. But I literally am like, yeah, no. Back
They
then, like
have,
Old Navy
yeah,
back
I
then
know.
compared
Back
to
then,
now,
no.
I do. I
Yeah.
actually like a lot of stuff from Old Navy. I forget all about them. But
They have the tall people clothes for Corey
and
that are
yes.
like on the cheap. And I'm like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
I
Because if you
know.
go like, whatever, the tall people store, like DXL is like one of them.
Uh-huh.
But it's
I
like
wouldn't know.
a pair of shorts, like $50. And I'm like,
Oh my
sweet
gosh.
fucking Jesus. Like,
I know. The tall
hard
people. It's
pass.
hard.
It
Hard to
is.
find the tall people things.
Tall people problems.
Tall people problems.
Are there any
Well,
other fun
that was
stores? I feel like that was fun.
I
All
know.
the
I was trying to think
stores.
if there was anything else. I mean,
No.
that was like in the mall that we went to regularly. I mean, I know there were my Chonga stores. I couldn't tell you what they're called.
Oh, we loved walking through Spencer's
Oh yeah,
and Hot
Spencer's was
Topic.
always a fun time. And
Wait,
then
the
once
picture of us in the Ninja Turtle outfit.
yeah.
Turtle backpack,
I
turtle
still
spin.
I still
Aw.
have those pictures on my like phone and computer and everything. But I was thinking, I remember when they like brought the vibrators and dildos into the
Oh
store,
my
and we like went,
god.
"What's going on in here?
What the
Like,
fuck
what?"
happened in here?
And then Hot Topic used to scare the living hell out of me. That
That
store scared me so much. Like I felt like I went in there and like I lost my soul a little bit
it
every
was
time.
like, okay, set the scene. Like, okay, Hollister's dark, but
Right.
literally get like waft with cologne
Yeah.
and
And
like
it's
a
like
different
preppy
level of dark.
music. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
nightclub. It's like
Ocean
a fun
Avenue's
night. Yeah.
playing, like you're
It's
having
like
a
a fun
dream.
California nightclub or something.
Totally. Like let me just sit in the corner in the dark today. Like
Yeah.
I'd probably be happy.
Yeah.
But on the flip side,
You go into Hot
Hot
Topic.
Topic was like
Pitch black.
like
Yes. The screamoest, screamy music you could find. The
dark.
darkest lighting you could find.
Yes.
I remember I went in there for two things. I went in there for the colored like clip-in hair extensions.
Oh yes,
For when we did lip sync because I wanted them
yes,
for
I
the rocker
remember.
outfit. And I think I also went in there for something else for the rocker outfit, whether it was like knee-high socks or something.
Or
Remember
the
we
fishnets
this
or
was
something.
before
Yeah.
Amazon was a thing, guys. Let's also just
Totally.
take a
Oh yeah.
minute when we would have to come up with outfits, whether it was Halloween, for lip sync, for something to do with like school extracurricular activities. We had to go shopping. You
Like
couldn't go on
Amazon
Amazon
wasn't a thing.
and search for knee-high socks in neon pink. No, we had to like go to the store and find them. And I'm pretty sure that's what I went in there for because I think that's when I found like the pink and purple and fishnets. But every time, and it was just
it was
even
always
the people
so
that worked there
loud.
were kind of scary too.
Oh my god,
Like,
I know.
I was like, oh,
I was like, I want to go in here and just look at the band t-shirts
yeah,
or whatever. And I was like, it's so scary.
It also always smelled like a Halloween store.
Oh, like stale a little.
Yeah, you know, like when you walk into like the Spirit Halloweens, and obviously, like they have
Like a
their own
cardboard
kind of
box.
yeah. It had that smell to it, or almost like a You know what the smell is? It's the fog machine smell.
Oh,
That smell
weird.
that you get from like
Yeah.
a fog machine going on, and I'm like, but there's no fog machine in here. I could see that in the Spirit Halloween. They definitely have fog machines in there.
I can't remember if Sam and I got our Batman and Superwoman outfit corset tops from Hot Topic or if it was from Spencer's. Well, I can't remember. I actually just
I don't
donated
know.
that. I was like, you know what?
Love it. It is
It's
time.
still in such good shape, and I just had to be like some little college girl
Is gonna wear this
digging
and
through Goodwill and be like, oh my god. And I hope that that's how I have to give things away because like
yes, I know. They're
I'm not
sentimental.
appreciating it in the box.
Yeah,
but I have my pictures.
That's all that
And
matters.
it's time.
I honestly I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a costume, but we can save that for next week's episode because we got Halloween. But yeah, I can't even tell you. Probably when I was a kid because costumes never fit me properly, so I would just take them off. Every time.
We are DIY queens.
Yes. Wait, I have to send you, speaking of like costumes of superheroes, I have to send you, I hope I still have it saved. There was, before we get off here, there was a trending video on TikTok of this girl, and I got sent back to like, you know, when the algorithm does you good and it gives you more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
good.
It was, the first video was, this person was like, when your best friend asks you to be Spider-Man for her son's birthday, for like her son's third birthday. That. Did you see it? I like cried laughing at the whole, it was amazing. Like, oh my God. But then did you see like the before video of like her getting the outfit from Amazon? No. That one I'll have to send you. So that's when like the algorithm sent me back, and I was like, thank you, algorithm, for doing your job, because it was so funny to watch it come like full circle. But oh my God, it sent me when she like did the moves. There was one move that she did. Yes. Yeah.
Or like the one-legged squat.
It was like somebody wrote, "It's giving Deadpool" as Spider-Man. And I was like, yes, that's what I came here to look for, because that's exactly what I thought, like when she was running.
Just know.
This is hilarious.
Just know. When you need me to be Spider-Man, I'm ready.
You know, the minute that I watch that, I go, well, Morgan and Nicole would do this for me if I needed it.
Yeah.
Villain and superhero come to the party.
Just see Nicole peeping out like in a villain costume.
Oh my gosh, it would be freaking hilarious. Okay, well, you know, I'm sure my children at one point, because Braille loves her freaking
the Spidey and Friends,
her Spidey and Friends.
Oh my God, so cute.
Make one of you be Green Goblin and the other one be Spider-Man.
Just Nicole chucking things at children. Like, oh my God, I can't. I literally can't.
She actually has to. Okay, Nicole, if you're listening to this, we've already signed you up for that position. So just wait.
In approximately 3 years, because we can't have birthday parties.
Yep. We need to wait a little bit. But then, don't you worry.
Oh my God. Too good.
Gosh. Love it.
Anyways,
well,
this is a
fun little episode.
Yeah. Taking us through the mall, if you will.
Yes, through the mall and some fucked up past jobs. But we will be back next week for a very special Halloween episode, because, you know, the podcast falls on Halloween. So that's exciting. So we will do something fun for that, and maybe a little story time with also some like horror story times.
Yeah, we're gonna,
because we'll make it.
I can't remember the name of it, but we're making it spooky, y'all.
We should make some drinks, because I have my ghost cup right now.
We have to have our nice little cozy.
I forgot that I had, or not that I had this, but I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't really used my cup, and it's almost Halloween. Also, I got matcha. So I'm gonna make matcha in this tomorrow, and it's gonna be so perfect with the green and the black and the ghost.
Oh,
so Halloween-y.
I think I should get some matcha again, because I, in fact, bought espresso that was already made in like the Starbucks, you know, when you can buy like already done. And I got like the caramel macchiato creamer, because I was like, oh, we can make them at home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, except yesterday I was feeling very unwell. I was like, I don't know what, if it was like just the espresso. I don't know what the fuck was wrong. But I was like, am I gonna throw up? Like,
oh no,
what's the situation? I was literally like heart palpitation. I'm like, all right.
No. Yeah, I've had those situations when I have too much caffeine. I think I need to I'm not in a coffee mood right now. I go through my mood. So I go through like I'm kind of just in like I want good coffee mood. Like fun coffees. I don't do black coffees. I literally took a sip of black coffee today and I almost threw up. Brie was like, Mama, okay? And I was like, no, I'm never drinking black coffee again. And Joe's like, what? Like, Joe was washing the dishes and I took a sip and I'm like, and he was like, what the hell just happened? And he's like, what did you do? I'm like, I drank a sip of black coffee. And he's like, which one? And I'm like, the one in the fridge. He's like, oh, that one's really good. I'm like, you're fucking disgusting. But I don't like coffee, guys. My coffee needs to be as white as my face in order for it to go down into my system, because I really don't like coffee. So I'm not in a coffee mood. So I'm doing the matcha
orange cup, and it will also look cute.
It will look so Halloween-y.
Ooh. All right.
Love me some matcha. But I'm such a matcha. Yeah, I'm such a matcha girly. I don't know. What can I say?
I love it.
But anyways, sorry guys. We went off on a tangent there about fucking caffeine. But Anyways,
Anyways.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Catch us next week for our Halloween episode. And follow us on all the social media pages.
Yeah, so you can get our spoilers for the next episode.
We got the TikTok, we got the Instagram, we got the YouTube, and thank God for Morgan, because without her, we would have no content up. So I love her, and I tell her this all the time because your girl can't even keep up with one social media page for a business.
Side note, I posted that one thing that flopped like on YouTube, zero views. Like, okay, something's wrong. 315 today. Why?
It makes no sense. It makes
no sense. This shit. Anyways, we love you all.
We love you all, and we can't wait to see you. I was going to say see you again soon. We don't see them. I can't wait to see you again soon. We can't wait for you to see us soon. Not trying to be what is the word? Not a big head. What is it? What is the word? Why am I never able to think about words that I want to say? Whatever. You all know what I'm trying to say. Fuck this mom brain. I can't.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys. Bye.